Hi everybody, I'm Susanna. I'm a native from Rome, Italy, and I work with Nomad Elite. And today I want to compare one of the most underrated Italian cities with a very popular city in the US. I'm talking about Miami, Florida, and Palermo, Italy. For those of you who don't know, Palermo is located in Sicily, in the southern part of Italy. It's a coastal city. It's known for its art, its food, its vibrant nightlife. It's definitely like a really great place to move into. I feel like it has a lot in common with Miami, as both have a lot of great weather and the quality of life is definitely more enjoyable compared to those cities such as Rome, Milan, New York, Boston, those kind of northern colder city. So I feel like it's a great comparison just to allow to see how much more convenient it would actually be to move to Palermo rather than Miami. So let's get started. If you're thinking about renting an apartment in Miami, a 2-bedroom apartment in Miami, the cost of that apartment would be around $3,000 to $6,000 a month, depending on your location. Still cheaper than New York, but compared to Palermo, the price is quite higher. In Palermo, the same 2-bedroom apartment varies from a minimum of $500 to a maximum of $1,600, depending on the location. When it comes to studio apartments, the price in Miami is a bit lower. It varies from $2,000 a month to $4,000 a month, while in Palermo is even lower than a 2-bedroom. Of course, it's around like $300 a month up to $1,000 a month if you really want to live like a king. When it comes to gym membership, which I believe it's a really useful category just to understand the cost of living. So let's say you want to sign up to a gym in Miami, you would pay around $50 up to $130 depending on the kind of gym you want to sign and join in. I feel like the fancier the gym, the more you will pay, while in Palermo the average cost of gym is like $30 to $75, still depending on how fancy the gym is. However, what I want to stress is that in Palermo, given the fact that the weather is really dry and really hot sometimes, but overall there's a lot of good weather all year round, it's pretty easy to go and do open air activity. While Miami may prevent you from that, given the fact that it's really humid, and I've been there in August and I feel like going for a run in August in Miami is pretty tough. When it comes to meals, so let's say you want to enjoy a meal with your friend in Miami, you have so many options from ethnic cuisine to local cuisine. Everything is really good. However, the price might be higher compared to what you eat. If you order rightful amount of food at a restaurant in Miami, a medium quality restaurant, you wouldn't pay less than $40 per person. While in Palermo, the good thing is that given the fact that the cost of production is really limited, as all the fresh produce is around you, right? Fish and, like meat, vegetables, it's really like the agricultural industry is really elevated in Palermo. That will allow you to enjoy good quality fresh food at a lower price. Even when it comes, to 5-star meal, so Michelin guide approved meal in Miami, the cost of tasting menus is definitely higher compared to Palermo. So a tasting menu in Miami in a really like top-notch restaurant in Miami is around $150 to $300 per person, while the same tasting menu with a lot of dishes and good quality products will be around $130 in Palermo. When it comes to drinking, I've noticed a few differences. So in Miami, the cost of local beer is not that high, is around $6 to $8, while the cost of wine and cocktails is pretty elevated. It's around 12, and the cocktails can go up to $20-25 US. While in Palermo, wine and beer are both quite cheap as they're local produce, and the cost of cocktails is usually not that high. It's around 10 to 12 euros depending on how fancy the location you pick is. Lastly, transportation. Both in Miami and Palermo, I feel like you would need a car, but in Palermo, if you're not planning to visit the surrounding areas, you might not need one, as the city is a lot smaller and it's walkable. So it's, any other form of transportation. The cost of a bus in Palermo is €1, while in Miami it can go up to $250 to $350. It depends on the kind of transportation you use. And lastly, we don't really have an Uber in Palermo. They usually take cabs, but it's not very used. While in Miami, that's an option, and the price depends on the length of your transportation. If you have more questions about this, or if you want to see me compare to other cities, please reach out, leave a comment below, and reach out to Nomad Elite. We will be very happy to assist you with your relocation.